Namaste. Gita Dhyanam. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Grathitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitam Ritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Manusandadhami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshinim. Oh, Bhagavad Gita, with which Lord Narayana himself gave enlightenment to Arjuna. It was included in the Mahabharata by the ancient sage Vyasa. O goddess, containing of the 18 chapters, the showerer of the nectar-like knowledge of Advaita, non-dualism. O my affectionate mother, destroyer of rebirth, I meditate upon thee. Now, Krishna Vandana. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanuramardanam Devakim Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. O son of Vasudeva, destroyer of Kansa and Chanur, extreme delight for Mother Devaki, O Lord Krishna, the supreme teacher of the universe, my salutations to you. So today we take up the 38th Shloka of the Sankhya Yoga, the second Adhyaya of the Bhagavad Gita. Sri Krishna's advice to Arjuna continues. Sukha-duḥkhe same kṛitvā lābhālābhau jayājayau tato yuddhāya yujyasva naivaṁ pāpam avāpsyasi. Now, Sri Krishna is telling, having told him in this in the last verse that hato avāpsyasi saragam kṛitvā mokshase mahim. So if you get slain, fine, you will be following what is required of righteous kshatriya. If you are slain on the battlefield, you will straightway, the doors of heaven are all open for you. When a kshatriya dies on a battlefield for a righteous cause, the doors of heaven are open. And if by chance, fine, you win the war, then what? This earthly kingdom is for you. So, get up, O son of Kunti, get up and resolve to fight. Resolve to fight the wicked enemy and obey your kshatriya duty, obey your swadharma. And now Sri Krishna tells him that, look, sukha-duḥkhe same kṛitvā. Sukha-duḥkha is pleasure and pain, the joy and sorrow. Sukha-duḥkha same kṛitvā. Same is main, equanimity. Kṛitvā, having done, having made the sukha-duḥkha same, having made the pleasure and pain, joy and sorrow same, considering them to be the same, bring your mind to that attitude of getting unperturbed, whether it is a sukha or a dukkha, you remain calm. And also, lābhālābhau jayājayau. Lābhālābhau is, labha is benefit, profit. And alabha is jaya. Alabha is the loss. Whether you are in profit, whether you are in loss, whether you are in gain, whether you have lost anything. And jayājayau, jaya ajayau. That means victory or defeat. Bring your mind to the state of same-sightedness, of looking at joy and sorrow, pleasure and pain, the victory and defeat, the gain and loss in the same way. Don't get perturbed. Don't get elevated when you have happiness, you have joy. When you have victory, you have gained. Don't be jubilant for that. And if you lose, if you get sorrow, if you get defeated. Don't fret over it. You take all these opposites, the dualities of opposites in the with the same sightedness. Tataha yuddhāya yujyasva. Therefore, tataha is therefore yuddhāya for battle. Yujyasva engage. Naivaṁ pāpam avāpsyasi. Naivaṁ is thus you will not. Pāpam is sin. Avāpsyasi you shall incur. You fight the war with same-sightedness for pairs of opposites. And then get ready for the war, get engaged in the war, and with that same-sightedness towards pleasure and pain, towards joy and sorrow, towards gain and loss, towards victory and defeat also. If you are victorious, don't get elated. If you are losing the battle, don't fret over it. Don't get dejected. No. It is all a part of life. That same sightedness you should fight for. So, the literal meaning of the shloka is treating alike pain and pleasure, gain and loss, victory and defeat. Engage yourself in the battle. Thus, you will incur no sin. When you elevate the mind to that level of equanimity, then you are not bogged down by any conditions in the life. Neither you are bogged down nor you are elevated to the seventh plane. You remain absolutely mature, normal, with the same sightedness. Now, Swami Chidbhavananda ji's commentary on this. It is the way of the world to view gain and victory with pleasure and loss and defeat with pain. Naturally, this is how we look at it. If we are benefited with some good things, it is a pleasurable thing for us, isn't it? And we see signs of winning, we win something, then also it is a matter of joy for us. On the contrary, if it is a loss, if it is a defeat, it is very painful. Now, but different from that should be the frame of mind of those who take to self-culture, who have understood who have had the self-realization. They bring the mind to such a high level that for them all these pairs of opposites, they are insignificant, they are immaterial. They don't react to those opposites. They are to disentangle the mind from the likes and dislikes. All earthly events are fraught with consequences which are agreeable and disagreeable. Everything that we do in life, it has ultimately two ends. Either it will turn out to be in our favor, or it won't turn in our favor. Whether it will harm us or not, we don't know. Some things that we do will be favorable for us. Some things which we do won't be favorable for us. They might be favorable for somebody else, or maybe may not be. So, by being favorably affected by one and unfavorably by the other, the mind loses its stamina, its balance. Immediately we start reacting. We get so happy, we become so joyous. We start jumping up and down out of pleasure. And if it becomes unfavorable, if it is not in our favor, that's it. Like Arjuna's Vishada in the first adhyaya, we just slump down, we just get dejected, we get demoralized, we get frustrated. By refusing to be tossed about by pain and pleasure, the mind becomes steady and strong. When you start looking at all these pairs of opposites with equanimity, what happens? Our mind becomes so strong that for us, any situation is a godsend. Any situation that comes in our life is a God's gift. So why we should either jump with pleasure or we should fret with frustration? All the things, whether it is good or bad, it is pleasurable or painful, whether it is victorious or defeat, defeating in nature, is absolutely one should not. The mind should be brought to such a level, such a strong mind it should be that it will look at these opposites in the same way. That karma is called sin, which brings the misery in its trail. Naturally, we all do our karma, right? We all, whether it is a office duty or how duty in the household or even for our personal you know upliftment, spiritual upliftment and philosophical upliftment, we all are always busy in the karma. Now, should we be uh, concerned so much about the outcome of the karma? What will be the outcome? Will be good or bad? I don't know. That the, the Almighty, the God, the Lord, the Mother, who is getting this karma done through me, she will give whatever is good for me. If it is good, it is her blessing. If it is not good, it is her wish, Mother's wish. So why should I get that? So my mind should be so strong that whether it is pleasure or pain, whether it is heavy or light, I should not think about it. He is in that way, but a man of strong and balanced mind takes no note of any misery that comes to him. The mind has to be so strong to accept the misery, to accept the sorrow, to accept the defeat, to accept the loss. He is in that way free from sin. The very karma done by the world, man of the world, is also done by karma yogi. See, what you and me are doing, the same works. The yogis are also doing, the karma yogis they are also doing. Maybe not same work as such, but everybody is engaged in some kind of activity. But there is a world of difference between the two in their attitudes. A karma yogi will perform the work in totally detached manner just for the sake of doing the work. How I will do? Supposing I have to write a letter. First of all, I will think of consequences. Oh, what if I write it this way? And finally, I start writing a letter. And then at the end of writing, whether it is letter or an article, and then when I send it to some person, I will be continuously worried over the outcome. Would that person like what I have written? What if he likes? What if he doesn't like? What a yogi will do? A letter or an article is to be written, he will put it down on paper and post it. And what happens after that? Whether the person on the receiver likes it or not, whether the reader likes it or not, it is none of my concern. I have done my duty, I have done my karma. But I will keep on worrying over it and I will lose my peace of mind. Now, the one is attached, other is detached. The karma yogi is detached. He does the work that is given to him wholeheartedly. He will do it. He won't get, he won't lose his peace of mind. Both attachment and detachment are solely in the mind. And now it depends on our mind. What is the state? What is the level that we have brought our mind to? That whether we are in a position to view the pleasure and pain, the same sightedness, joy and sorrow, the same sightedness, the victory and defeat, gain and loss with the same sightedness. Have we brought our mind to that level? If we have brought, then we won't feel the burden of the work. Then we won't feel the burden of the task that we have to do. We will do it as a karma yogi rather than doing duty as a donkey. So that is the 38th shloka, and Swami Chidbhavananda ji has quoted Sri Ramakrishna's anecdote that he used to tell his devotees to mention this how strong mind can take up all the burden and the heaviness of your task without putting you down, without getting you in the state of dejection or tiredness or even frustration. Sri Ramakrishna has given this anecdote. He says, a weakling totters while carrying a small load to a short distance. Somebody, not very strong person, strong in mind, not body. Somebody tells him, okay, this is so some things, a few things. Can you please carry it? Or even maybe he has gone to market and he has done some shopping and he's carrying those things on his head. Now, if that person is weak, even if it is just 100 grams, 200 grams, 500 grams of things that he is carrying, he will start tottering, his legs will start shaking, and even he can't walk long distance, just short distance, maybe 50 meters, 100 meters, he will start perspiring, his legs will start shaking, he will start tottering. But a strong man coming from a long distance with a heavy load of 2 mounds on his head stands by and sees a wrestling match, unmindful of the burden on his head. Yes, strong. The personality, a person with a strong personality. He will carry even a load of 2 mounds on his head, and while walking, suddenly he realizes, oh, there is a wrestling match going on that ground. Let me watch who is the winner, how they are playing. He is unmindful of that burden on his head. He is so strong. His mind is so strong. And 2 mounds of burden on his head. This fellow merrily looking at the wrestling match that is going on the ground and unmindful of the burden on his head. To the strong in body and mind, problems are but few. This is the reality that Sri Ramakrishna has pointed out. That one who has made his mind sukha-duḥkhe same kṛitvā lābhālābhau jayājayau. One who has made his mind strong, for him there is no burden of any work to be undertaken. He can happily take any amount of burden on his head because he is far away from pairs of opposites. He has given up that attachment to the pair of opposites. He is now working as a real karma yogi in a detached manner. He will never feel the workload on his head. So that is saying, and therefore Sri Krishna has told Arjuna that get it that attitude and consider this war as your duty, your karma. Don't think about what happens. This will be good. That will be bad. This will be the a winning aspect. This will be the loss. This will be the positive thing. This will be the negative thing. Don't get into all these things. Just make your mind same-sided, and then get engaged in the war. This will not incur any sin. Naivaṁ pāpam avāpsyasi. There won't be any sin if you fight the war with that attitude. But if you fight the war with taking into account good and bad, pleasure and pain, joy and sorrow, you will never, first of all, you won't put in your 100% into that. So make yourself same-sided. Make your mind balanced. Take your mind to the level above, much above the pair of opposites. That is the key to doing your karma. And now Sri Krishna is getting into telling Arjuna about this karma aspect. So that was our reading of 38th shloka for the day. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Sri Ram Krishna. Jai Thakur. guys.